All right, let's talk about a verb tense that trips up so many English learners, the present perfect. It's super useful, but man, can it be confusing. If you've ever found yourself scratching your head about when to use it, don't worry, you are definitely in the right place.
So, let's just jump right in with a classic question. Why on earth do we say, I have lost my keys, instead of just saying, I lost my keys? I mean, the losing part is over, right? It happened in the past, so what is the real difference here? Answering this one little question, well, that's going to unlock the entire secret of the present perfect.
And here it is, the big secret. Think of the present perfect tense as a time bridge. Yeah, that's it. It's this amazing tool that literally builds a bridge from an action in the past straight to the present moment. And here's the key thing to remember. With this tense, we don't really care about exactly when something happened. What matters more than anything is its connection to right now.
Okay, so before we start using this amazing time bridge, we first have to figure out how to build it, right? But the good news is, the construction, it's actually way easier than you might think.
So here's the blueprint. It's a simple three-part recipe. You start with your subject. You add the magic ingredient, either have or has, and then you finish it with the past participle. Now, that's just the fancy name for the third form of a verb. Like go, went, gone. Gone is the one we need. So let's break down each of those pieces.
First up, choosing between have and has. This part's a piece of cake. The rule is super simple. If your subject is I, you, we, or they, you're going to use have. And if it's he, she, or it, you just use has. That's it. Easy, right? All right, next up, the past participle. Now, for regular verbs, this is awesome. You just stick ed on the end, Work becomes worked. Play becomes played. So easy. But, and yeah, this is a pretty big but, a ton of the verbs we use all the time are irregular, and they have their own special forms, like gone, seen, eaten. There's no real shortcut for these, you kind of just have to learn them as you go. And what's really cool is how flexible this formula is. For a regular positive sentence, it's totally straightforward. If you want to make it negative, just pop the word not right after have or has. And for a question, you just do a quick flip. The subject and the helping verb swap places. So you have finished becomes have you finished. Simple.
Okay, awesome. So now we know how to build our time bridge. It's time for the fun part. Let's look at its four main jobs. I like to think of them as the time bridge's four special missions, and trust me, this is where you're really going to see just how powerful and useful this tense is.
So, mission number 1, talking about life experiences. This is for any time you want to talk about something that happened sometime in your life. The key here is you're saying that it happened, but you're not getting specific about when.
Like if you say, I have visited France, you're telling me that this experience is a part of your life story. But you're not telling me if it was last year or 10 years ago, because it doesn't matter. And it works for things you haven't done too. She has never eaten sushi. That's a fact about her entire life from the day she was born right up until this moment. That's why you hear words like ever and never pop up so much here.
So let me ask you directly. Have you ever traveled abroad? See, just by asking that, I'm using the present perfect. And your answer, whether it's yes, I have, or no, I haven't, is a perfect example of using this tense to talk about your life experiences.
All right, time bridge mission number 2. This one is all about recent actions. Think of it like news that's hot off the presses. The action is technically finished, but it happened so recently that it still feels very connected to right now.
And for this mission, there are some major clue words to watch out for. You'll hear words like just, already, and yet all the time. When you say, I have just finished, it feels like you literally put your pen down a second ago. Or, they haven't finished yet. That connects the unfinished task directly to this very moment. So think about it for a second. What have you just done? Like right before you hit play on this. Maybe you've just poured a cup of coffee. Or maybe you've just sent an email. Whatever it is, that's a perfect real-life use of this tense.
Okay, mission number 3. This is for situations that started way back in the past, but are still going on right now. Here, our time bridge is stretching from some starting point in the past, all the way across time and connecting directly to the present. So if I say, I have lived here for 5 years, what does that mean? It means I moved in 5 years ago, and guess what? I'm still here. This is where you always see those two little words, for and since. It's pretty simple. You use for with a period of time, like for 5 years, and you use since with a specific starting point, like since 2020. So, let's try it out. How long have you studied English? Go ahead,
think of your answer. You could say, I've studied for 10 years, or I've studied since I was in high school. See? Either way, you're using the present perfect perfectly.
And that brings us to our final mission. Mission number 4. And honestly, this one might be the most important of them all. This is when a past action has a real, tangible result that's affecting you right now. And yep, this brings us right back to our original mystery. I have lost my keys.
This one is all about cause and effect. When you say, I have lost my keys, you're not just telling a story about yesterday. You're saying, the result right now is that I am locked out of my house. It's the same with, she has broken her phone. The result? Her phone doesn't work now. The past action has created a very real problem in the present.
So, as we've gone through these missions, you've probably noticed there are certain key words that keep popping up. Think of them as little flashing signs on the highway that say, hey, the time bridge is just ahead. Let's do a super quick review of them.
You want to keep an eye out for ever and never when you're talking about life experiences. For recent stuff, look for just, already, and yet. And for things that are still going on, listen for for and since. If you hear any of those words, it's a huge clue that you should probably be using the present perfect.
All right, let's bring it all together. You've basically just been given a complete toolkit for mastering the present perfect tense. It's all yours now.
So let's just quickly go over the main tools in your new kit. Number 1, always think of it as a time bridge connecting the past to right now. Number 2, remember the super simple formula. It's just subject plus have or has plus that past participle. And number 3, get comfortable with those 4 key missions: life experiences, recent actions, continuing actions, and of course, past actions with present results.
So to finish up, I want to leave you with one last challenge to put this into practice right away. Just think about your past week. What is one new thing that you have learned? Just by thinking of the answer, you are using the present perfect, connecting something you learned in the past with the knowledge you have right now. You've got this.